Inspector Dean Gittoes has been found guilty of assault against Auditing Wales. As we mentioned yesterday, and as you may have seen from the video attached to the end of yesterday's report, Auditing Wales was a 16-year-old at the time when he was assaulted by Inspector Dean Gittoes outside Merthyr Tydfil police station on August the 20th last year. Facing trial this week, the court heard how Gittoes couldn't control his emotions, which left Auditing Wales struggling to breathe through the assault. Gittoes stood trial at Cumbran Magistrates Court, where he denied attacking a member of the auditing community, which records videos of public buildings, police stations, and uploads them to YouTube. District Judge Sophie Toms found that the 49-year-old had committed common assault and had no reasonable grounds to arrest the boy under the Terrorism Act. As you heard in yesterday's video, even the counter-terrorism officers told Gittoes he had no grounds for arrest, but Gittoes argued with them about the decision. Auditing Wales had gone to the police station on August the 20th last year, wearing a mask and a hoodie with the hood up. As Gittoes grabbed the hood, the boy could be heard, "He's choking me, I can't breathe." Judge Toms told Gittoes, "You gave no indication that you were a police officer, and I agree with the boy that he didn't have to give his name at that stage. You marched towards him and you were clearly agitated. You took no more than 30 seconds to engage and ask questions before you laid hands to arrest him. It was a snapshot decision. You were unable to control yourself or your emotions, and there was only a fleeting mention of an arrest for terrorism with no caution given. You used significant and, in my view, unnecessary force to control him and caused pain and discomfort when he had offered no resistance. You just wanted to teach him a lesson. You told him you're a clever little internet freak who's about to learn the hard way, and he did," adding, "You grabbed his arm, used force against him, marching him into the station, twisting his wrist, causing him to fall to the floor, pushing him against the wall, grabbing the back of his hoodie, preventing him from breathing properly. He was crying out in pain throughout this incident. This was a continued unlawful assault against a vulnerable 16-year-old boy." Jason Howells, prosecuting Gittoes, told the court that Gittoes was irate as he questioned the boy at the turnstile gate. There is a 30-second interaction where he's not made any particular inquiries and has jumped to the conclusion that a person wearing all black and filming is a terrorist. The solicitor argued that the officer breached the police code of practice by arresting without a warrant when he had no reasonable grounds to suspect a terrorism offence. Mr. Howells continued, "He had no information before speaking to him. He was not aware of the boy's actions at the police station. He made no inquiries at the police station." At no point did Gittoes identify himself as a police officer, and Howells accused Gittoes of ignoring the boy's protestations that he was just an auditor, adding that the public has a right to film in public places, the police cannot stop them. "We were still in COVID times," he said. "People were still wearing masks in the streets and the shops. This does not automatically make him a terrorist, nor does the fact he was all in black." Referring to the recording, which Gittoes was unaware of at the time, Mr. Howells argued that telling the boy "you're a clever little internet freak who's about to learn the hard way" does not really seem to relate to terrorism matters, concluding that Gittoes was pissed off because of a previous interaction with an auditor where he showed himself up and got slated by people online. Mr. Howells added, he said he was getting a bit tired of it, which is a clear indication that he doesn't care what the boy is there for. He's not going to give him a chance. Gittoes' colleague in counter-terrorism, DI Catherine Morris, had angered him with her assessment that the boy had not committed a terrorism offence. DI Morris told the court that Gittoes was aggressive and ranting in their phone conversation, not allowing her to speak. Christopher Rees, defending Gittoes, said the key issue is, did the officer genuinely believe he had reasonable grounds to suspect that the boy may have committed an offence? All he needs to do is suspect. He is exercising his professional judgment. An officer with the experience of Mr. Gittoes has to make a decision on the spur of the moment in a difficult situation. He clearly did believe the material the boy was filming was, in his opinion, likely to be used by someone intent on serious violence. Otherwise, he wouldn't be interested at all in detaining or arresting him. No, of course, police are never interested in detaining people to teach them a lesson, are they? Clearly, Rees doesn't watch the news or go online very much. Rees said Gittoes accepted being unprofessional in his description of the boy as a clown and internet freak, but claimed his comments showed his client's frustration that nothing was being done to prevent auditing he feared could assist terrorists. You know, because Google Earth and Google Maps doesn't give out as much or more detail than a person with a camera seeing exactly the same things as a Google street car. The judge pointed out that this was just a 16-year-old boy filming for his YouTube channel. She said he was no threat to you or others. You were so wound up by your bosses and mentions of you on the internet that you lost all rational thought. Gittoes has now been bailed to appear for sentencing on October the 27th following the conclusion of the case. The Independent Office for Police Conduct said it will be liaising with South Wales Police about next steps regarding potential disciplinary proceedings. IOPC Director for Wales, Catherine Evans, said, while there are occasions when the use of force is required, police officers are entrusted with the power to do so only if it is necessary, reasonable and proportionate in the circumstances. Our investigation examined concerns about the actions of Inspector Gittoes, and the court has found, having considered the evidence, that the force used in manhandling a 16-year-old boy who was offering no physical resistance was excessive and went beyond what was necessary. Oh dear, oh dear. It's quite clear, though, after his little outburst caught on camera about his bosses, even if he had got away with this, he'd be fucked. But I guess we should be glad that another one who can't control their emotions are now soon to be off the street. Hopefully. And for those of you commenting yesterday about how you praise Gittoes and that Auditing Wales should be locked up,